Hello, guys. Welcome to tonight's live stream. Thank you so much for popping on and joining me tonight. I see the eyeballs popping on. Hello, Veronica. So we're going to start a little bit slow. I want to make sure that those that want to be here from the beginning are here from the beginning, and we'll kick off in just a few seconds. So hello. As you're popping on, say hello in the live chat. Would love to know that you're out there and would love to say hello back to you. So I decided to do this pop-up live stream because yesterday was my 17th year business anniversary. It was the day I kicked off my business. But last night I was celebrating in a training that I was doing inside of our private community. So I couldn't go live, but I wanted to go live tonight. And I feel so inspired by what I'm going to share with you guys tonight, as you can see from the title, if I were starting from zero. So like, what an appropriate topic, right? Being that it is my anniversary, I'm having a breakthrough year, and I'm loving helping people find their way and get started on this journey. So if I were starting from zero, and clearly you guys knowing what it is that I know, right? So like, let's not be insulting. Of course, I'm going to use what I know. And I even wanted to go as far as to say, like, if someone was like, Steph, like, let's say my bank teller was like, Steph, like, I see what you're doing, right? Like, show me how to do what it is that you're doing. This is what I would suggest to anyone that wanted to actually get started. There's going to be a little bit of a twist. It's not going to vary a whole lot, but there's going to be a little bit of a twist. And the reason there's going to be a little bit of a twist is because I have realized, working with so many people just this year alone, that there is an element that is keeping people stuck. And whenever I hear success stories, there is a common thread from how people actually get started compared to the people that I see struggling so much. And so, like, if I had to be really honest, this is the path that I would take someone down. It's the path that I would do for myself. But it's so funny because as I was fleshing this out, I'm like, but Steph, like, that's the exact path you took way back in 2007 when you were first getting started. So we're going to break it down. Have a notebook. If you're feeling stuck at all, I think this is going to totally help you. If you're like on the outside looking in, trying to evaluate if you want to get started on this journey, like, for certain, this is going to help you. And the one thing I do want to say going into this is the one thing you have to understand is that business is not linear. Like, I so wish it was linear, but it's not, right? There's a lot of ebbs and flows. There's a lot of figuring things out. There's a lot of course correcting, right? There's a lot of like starting down a path and then getting clear on certain things, right? I'm not advocating jumping around and hopping around and having monkey mind and shiny object syndrome and all of these off the wall things. That's not at all what I'm excusing. But what I'm saying is, like, when you're on this journey, your actions will beget more actions, right? And like, you don't know sometimes what's coming up until you do something, get a result from it, and then you're able to take the next step or progress further, right? Because you've gotten certain results because you actually did something, right? And so it's so important that you get into action mode really quickly. And that's what this like game plan, this strategy actually helps you do. It's exactly how I was able to have my success so quickly in my first 30 days when I hopped online knowing absolutely nothing. And it literally is the common thread between all of the success stories I hear, right? From people like, I don't even know, but I'm like, aha, like that's it right there. Right. And so I'm going to help you guys in this way. Now, one thing I want to do is, because I was actually going through some of my nostalgia, I was going through some of my emails today, of emails that I used to send out to like my new customers when I was first getting started. So I pulled up emails from 2007 and 2008 when I would send out my little guide to my new customers that bought the product that I was selling from me. And there is a quote at the bottom that I used to always use in my signature. You guys, like, write this down, because I'm telling you, and I shared this during office hours today. It's funny because even when I go back and I read emails from 2007 and 2008, and I recount videos that I did really early in my journey, my message has always been my message. My heart for business has always been my heart for business. Like, literally, outside of growth, like, I really have been the same person. So check this quote out. It says, I think earning money is the simplest thing in the world. once you learn how to do it. It's like driving a car. It's simple if you know how to do it. The great late Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor, yes. I'm going to read it again. I think earning money is the simplest thing in the world once you learn how to do it. It's like driving a car. It's simple if you know how to do it. Bob Proctor. So again, if you want to go look it up just to make sure you have it all correct, but think about that for a second. What do I always say? Making money is a skill. If you are attempting and you're not making money, right, we have to revisit our skill set, right? There's something going wrong. There's something not quite right with the skills that we're deploying, because making money is in fact a skill. All right. And so when I go back to this, I'm like, wow, like my mind was already set properly for this journey, right? When I first kicked it off. But look at the things that I was paying attention to. Look at the influences, right, that I had. How many of you guys at one point didn't know how to drive a car? And like literally, you were like deathly afraid of getting behind the wheel. For some of us, we've got to think way back. Right. But we felt like it was impossible. Like we felt like how am I ever going to take these curves? How am I ever going to get above a certain speed limit? Like it really felt impossible. If you really think back, I know for me, I vividly remember it felt impossible. Right. I think I even failed my test the first time, to be quite honest with you, but it felt impossible. And then it was so funny because then once I went to driver's school, right, and I, did everything and I passed my test and I, got in my car and I started driving. It wasn't shortly like after I got licensed where I was just hitting the road and doing my thing. I didn't second guess it. I didn't have any kind of, oh my gosh, I wonder, am I going to crash today? It's because why? I learned how to drive. Right. And so it was no longer scary and I was able to do it. I was able to get where I needed to go. Right. It became a simple thing. For many of us now, it's not even something we think about. Right. Like we just get in and we do. Right. You guys, believe it or not, your ability to make money in your business is the exact same thing. Like you can get to a place where it is that comfortable, where it is that second nature. Right? Where again, everything just flows, but you have to decide to develop the skills, right? To help all of those things fire off. And I can tell you, out of all of my years of being online, this is one of my best years because I have figured that out. I have figured out even during, months that are supposed to be the slow months of the year, the slowest months of the year, I have figured out like the formula that works for me, right? To, again, still be able to hit 5-figure months, right? I literally thought I was not going to do it this month because it started crazy slow. And I was very okay with that. I was like, it's outside of my control. There's nothing more I can do. But because I stayed true to my plan, right? Like a lot of you guys say, a lot of you guys are in my community, Steph, you're so consistent. It's not that I'm consistent. It's the fact that I have a business to run. There are certain things that must get done. I do those things no matter what it looks like. Therefore, my business is rewarded, right? I run my business and treat my business like a business, and my business pays me like a business. All right. And so I want to help you guys like step into like the right mindset, the right flow. And again, no matter where you are right now, if you feel like you want to see things pop off faster, right? I'm going to show you and break down to you exactly what I would do if I was starting from zero, right? And I was like bent on getting to 6 figures as fast as possible. Right. And I truly believe knowing what I know now, and if somebody were to follow what I'm saying, or if everything was taken away from me right now and I had to build from scratch and I did this, that getting to 6 figures, right, in less than 12 months would be so doggone doable. All right. So who's ready for this? Who's ready? I'm going to say some hellos. Hello, you guys. Hello, Veronica. Hello, Marissa. Hello, Kendra. Hello, Tony. Hello, Arnice. Good to see you here live. Hello, Nye. Yes. Love it. So you guys grab your notebooks and grab your pens. And for all of you guys that are out there live, but not in the live chat, thank you so much for hanging out. It's an honor to be able to hang out with you. I hope you walk away and leave better than when you came. And I hope that you decide, right, to get in our community, right, so that we can hang together in these private live training sessions, so I can meet and greet you and hang out with you on Tuesday office hours, and so that I can help you in getting your share. Hello, Megan. All right, ready. Hello, Lynn. All right, you guys. So here we go. All right. So here's the basis of it. Okay. What I've discovered, okay, is the power of inspiration is major. Okay. The way that someone is introduced to, let's just call it making money online, believe it or not, makes such an impact with what they will actually do. Okay. And again, I feel like, have any of you guys ever read Think and Grow Rich? Right, where Napoleon Hill basically says like that book came about because he interviewed like 500 entrepreneurs, and he came into like a common denominator about all the things that work. Like that's how I feel about this formula. Not only did these principles and the practicality of it work for me, but as I hear people's stories in their content, I'm like we have that in common. Right. And they won so fast. And then those, right, that are struggling for one reason or another, I realize they're actually missing, right, this actual formula. All right. So when I say the power of inspiration, I talked about this a little bit during office hours today, is the way that I was introduced to making money online is exactly how I got started making money online. Right? I didn't fight it. I didn't try to look for other ways. I didn't try to find a simpler approach. I didn't try to backdoor it. I didn't ask a gazillion questions, right? I was inspired by what I saw other people doing, right? I understood why it worked, and I stepped into a place to allow it to work for me. There are some people out there right now, I bet you're already seeing like where you might be struggling and why you might be struggling, right? Because you're questioning probably so much even just at this level. All right. And so again, when I got started, right, it was a post on the Work at Home Mom forum that led me to MySpace, and that MySpace profile led me to YouTube, and I was blown away with what I saw people doing on YouTube. And I was like, I can do this. Right? I can do this. Okay. So the power of inspiration is absolutely major. And the way that so many are introduced to this plays such a role, right, with what they do moving forward. All right. Step one. Okay. If I were starting from zero or everything was taken away from me and I had to do this over again. Okay. Number one is I would create a content or a social media account. No, I'm going to not even lie to you. I would absolutely 110% choose YouTube again. All right. But if I was helping someone, I would give them the power of choice. Right. And you're going to see as we go, it's really hard to put these into steps because it's almost like y'all that are in my community. It's like the big idea. It kind of just all works together. And it's not really like one comes before the other. All right. But I'm going to do my best to help you really understand the power of each and every one of these so that either you can decide to do this or figure out where you might be struggling. Right. And so that you can correct it. And for a lot of you, it just might be you need to go back to the drawing board. Right. And actually begin filling in the holes the way I'm breaking it down. All right. So I would create a content or a social media account. And for me, I know without a shadow of a doubt, it would still be YouTube. All right. And here's the basis of it. Remember, we talked about the power of inspiration is major, right? And so really what you would want to do, right, is actually pick the one that inspired you, right? Pick the platform, right, where the likelihood is someone already inspired you on that platform. They showed you what was possible. You saw what they were doing. You were inspired by their work. See, a lot of times most people don't pay attention to what's working. They know they want a thing, but they really, really block out like why things are working. And that's why people customarily just make things harder for themselves, right? A lot of times you hear the term reinvent the wheel. Believe it or not, that's what the majority of people that are struggling are doing. They're literally reinventing the wheel, right? By saying there's got to be a better way. Steph, do I have to show my face? Do I have to do videos? right? Again, creating drama and creating stories around the startup, which is always going to put off your success. All right. Step number two. Again, step number two is so closely connected to step number one. They almost can be one and the same. All right. Use the step number two. Whatever the platform is that you've chosen, you're going to use that same platform to discover what is already working for other creators. For some of you guys that were on our training last night, right, where we talked about, again, how to never run into content ideas, you understand why this is so important, right? So I would be inspired by one, right? Meaning like out of all the people, right? So in this instance, I would jump on YouTube. And do you see how they're so connected? Because the likelihood is I was on YouTube, right? I found someone, they inspired me, and I was like, I want to do what they do. Right. And I made my mind up that I'm going to do what they do. In 2007, that's exactly what I did. I found people where I was like, I could do what they're doing. And what I focused on more was what they were doing, not what they were selling. Because I actually chose to sell something different, but I leveraged their style of marketing because I understood that it worked. Now, here's the thing. In all honesty, had I understood more of what I know now about investing in myself, right, I would have gotten in the community that inspired me sooner versus later. It took me some time because I really created a drama that I didn't have the money. I didn't really understand that the same effort to make a couple of bucks per sale was the exact same effort where I could have made a lot more money per sale. Right. And so that's all positioning. We're not going to talk about that tonight, but I did not position myself really, really well initially. All right. But I did what was working, which is exactly why 3 days after being on YouTube, I made my first sale. And 30 days after being on YouTube, I made 28 sales. It's because I did what was proven. I did what was working. I did what inspired me. I allowed it to be incredibly simple. So do you guys right here, do you already see where so many people are missing the boat? Because we've all been sharing a message of get the training. And so I'm going to just say this. Those that struggle the most create a drama that they're not trained enough. They don't know enough. I need to go through it again. I don't quite get it. I'm really afraid of doing content, so I'm just going to say I need more training. They get stuck in the training. Y'all, when I was inspired to go get my webcam and to start shooting videos, the desire to want to do what I saw others doing had nothing to do with being trained up. It had everything to do with, oh my gosh, I found the way. Right? I found a way that's going to work for me and I'm going to do this. It never occurred to me that I wasn't qualified. It never occurred to me it wouldn't work. It never occurred to me because I was brand new, people wouldn't buy from me. It never occurred to me that I needed income testimonies or income claims. Nothing ever occurred to me, right, that stopped me from doing it. All right. So with step number one, all right, I would be inspired by someone, right? I would pick them. Like I would decide like they're going to be my mentor. Right. And I would model them. If they got my attention, they got me fired up, they got me inspired. Oh, baby, what they do works. Right. And so I'm going to figure out how I can be them to my share of customers, period, point blank. I'm not going to recreate the wheel. I'm not going to make it harder myself. Right. I'm going to figure out exactly whatever they're doing, right, why it's working, and I'm going to do what they did. Right? Part of the problem is, again, people wanting to recreate the wheel. And when things don't work out the way they thought it was going to work out, again, they're beating their heads against the wall. Well, you're trying something, right? Again, you're not already in the space of it. So you're trying to figure out how to make something work versus jumping into something that already has you fired up. That makes sense. It's like, if you think about it, momentum is already being built up, even though you haven't even gotten started, because the momentum is the inspiration. Part of the momentum is the fact that you're jacked up, that you're looking for your debit or credit card, that you're like, I found my person, like, let's go. And the moment you say, well, I'm going to buy this thing they're selling and I'm going to do what they do, but I got to find a way to go faceless. I got to find a way to do it different. You immediately kill the momentum, right? Because now you're in figuring it out mode, right? Now you're in what they're doing doesn't work for me without even trying it. And I've got to go do something else. You killed the momentum. So again, going back to 2007, like, do you see why, right? Like it was, again, I had momentum from excitement to buying my webcam to doing my first, again, discovering that product. So here's the thing. I was inspired to start on YouTube before I even knew what I wanted to sell. The thing that I ended up buying and selling, I just happened to luck up on that. I saw a banner ad, I clicked on it, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And so as soon as I started going through it, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm hitting you. Like, this is what I'm using to sell. So again, I wasn't studied up. I wasn't any of that when I had already made my mind up that I wanted to do this. All right, y'all, is this helping? Is this helping? All right. Number three. I would for sure, okay, when it comes to picking a product, remember, I'm very biased about this. Again, everything was taken from me and I have to start back over. Or someone's like, Steph, show me how to do what it is that you're doing. This is the path I'm suggesting to them. All right, you guys, for sure, hear me on this. For sure, I would pick a digital product that I didn't have to create and that I could both learn from and that I could earn from. It would have to be an asset to me, right? And I would have to be able to turn around and be able to sell it myself. I would pick the same kind of thing that I do now. You guys, the reason why I can tell you this for certain is, first off, after 17 years, I've done business opportunities where I did not have ownership and control. I did affiliate marketing gigs where I did not have ownership and control. I did MLM and network marketing gigs and got kicked out of one because I was building a brand for myself and that was against their terms. Again, ownership and control. I had my own coaching and consulting business and just got burnt out of it. It was not the kind of business model I wanted. I've created over 20 of my own digital products and I got tired of creating products and not making, right, the kind of money that I really, really wanted to make in selling them because it took me out of promotion mode. Right? So I've done a host of things. I know without a doubt, if everything was taken away from me and I had to start this back over, this is the exact path that I would follow. I would not try to create something from scratch. I would build a brand for myself and I would sell something that I did not have to create. Well, y'all, in 2007, that's exactly how I got started. Right? So again, all of these first steps were someone inspired me. I found a digital product, right? Again, didn't even know it was a digital product. None of these terms were a thing then. It was a banner and a social media type thing that we had going on back there. I clicked on it. I bought it that night. I read it, right? And then it opened up the door for me to be able to sell it and be able to make 100% commissions. So I was able to do so well in my first 30 days because I didn't have to figure anything out. So often, you guys, like even in like my community, I tell people, y'all are trying to put other people's life best on first. Y'all are trying to be coaches and you're trying to do all of these things for other people first. And you're not even like setting yourself up to make your first dollar. I didn't know to want to be a coach. I didn't know to want to be a mentor. All I knew was that I wanted to get out there. I had this amazing product. And you're telling me when I sell it, the money's coming back to me in my PayPal account. Oh, say less. Right? And I got on YouTube and all I could think about were the people that I knew needed this. People just like me working jobs, people just like me that were in MLM and network marketing, right? Looking for a way out, looking for a way not to bug their family and friends. Like in my head, again, y'all, the big idea, right? The big idea. I already had the big idea. I didn't know nothing about niching. I didn't know nothing about target market. I didn't know nothing about focus. Like none of the stuff I teach now, I didn't know anything about, but I knew the big idea. Right? Is that there were people just like me that were jobbers, that were burnt out in MLM and network marketing. And because 2007, the internet was so new to business, like I knew there were more people out there just like me coming online, trying to figure out, could they do something online? And so that's who I talk to in my videos. Right? And so without a doubt, all right, I would choose, right, a digital product that I did not have to create, where I could have ownership and control, build my own brand around it, build my own sales system around it, right? Learn the ropes of this stuff, right? And be able to sell something that I didn't have to create. I wrote this in my notes because this was the energy and the vibe when I was writing this. Y'all, I would have been all up in this. Like literally, I would have been eating up all the hype, all of the excitement around this. Again, I would not have killed momentum. Part of people's stagnation is that when you stay in the course, in the learning, right? Where I can't move. I haven't watched all the modules. I'm not all studied up. Believe it or not, you're killing momentum. You're killing momentum. So much of your zest for selling, your fire for selling, right, is in the excitement of what you have your hands on and just knowing that more people need this, right? And these are things that I know for those of y'all that are in my community, I've said these things, but I hope by putting it together like this, it's making like so much sense about why it works, right? And like how I had such an advantage when I was first getting started and why I've had such an advantage this year, right? Is I didn't allow myself to kill my momentum by talking myself out of taking action, by thinking that I had to do something more or be something extra, or I didn't put myself in figuring it out mode, right? Even though my message around what I sell now is so different compared to when I first purchased this course, right? I still had so much excitement. I did it dirty. I did it ugly. I did it dirty. I did it ugly, right? I did it messy, right? I just knew as soon as I purchased it and I dove in and I saw what it was, I was like, oh my God, girl, get this set up ASAP, right? Because you got to get out there and tell people about this. The message I shared then entirely different than the message I share now. So when I say I would have been all up in this, that was my attitude a year ago when I first purchased this course. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get out there. I got to be the one to tell people. I got to be the one emailing my list. I got to make sure they hear it from me first. I got to be the one getting on YouTube. They've got to hear it from me first. They got to know what it is that I found. So many of you guys, you take that edge away. You take that edge away because, again, just to sum it up, you create drama in your head. You create problems. You create something that's not even there. By thinking, I don't know what I don't know. Yes, that's true. That's why, again, investing in such a product helps you in that way. But part of sales online and being a content creator is the excitement over what it is that you have your hands on. Because again, everything is energy. People have got to feel you. They've got to know that, oh my gosh, like this is the place to be. This person has it going on. I don't want to miss this trade. Right? Like you've got to be able to give that. And it's just like I shared today, when you climb up on that high dive and you stand at the edge of the high dive looking down, right? The longer you stand there looking down, right? The least likely you are to jump. You're more likely as every second goes by, you're more likely to back up and go down because you're going to talk yourself out of. Versus getting over the fear as you're climbing up there because, baby girl, you already done climbed up there, right? Walking to the edge and just jumping. You know there's water there. You're not up there if you don't know how to swim, right? Like, you know you're not going to die. Like, you already know these things, right? But there's an unknown factor that keeps you from doing. Y'all, if you really understood the power of momentum, the power of energy, the power of excitement, right? And allowing yourself to write it instead of allowing fear to override it. And that's what happens for so many people. The denominator I see from those that have the same kind of success I had when I first got started is that they were content creators first. They were inspired by someone else's movement. They immediately, as soon as possible, started doing what they were inspired by, creating the reels, right? Have you guys ever watched people's content and you're wondering how they get this excitement? It's not because they overthink it. It's because they do it ugly. They do it messy. They do it inspired, right? They're literally using their authentic energy. They're not mustering up anything. They're using their authentic energy to share what they believe every single person out there needs to buy. And with step number 3, so important, I would learn enough to get me going. That's it. I would learn enough to get me going. That's it. And you guys, in 2007, that's what I did. I didn't have a funnel because I didn't know what funnel existed. I just knew I have this amazing thing that I know other people need to know. You told me if I sell it, I'm going to keep all of the money. I'm inspired by what I see other people doing on YouTube. My husband's taking me down to Walmart. We've gotten this webcam. I got this janky laptop. Nothing's holding me back, right? I'm going to do what seems natural. I'm going to do what seems right. I'm going to do what seems to be the direct path to get me to the money. So I knew enough to start taking action. I knew enough, right? And then what happened about 45 days into my journey? My first customer, which would become a BFF to me at that time and my business partner, tapped me on the shoulder and said, hey, Steph, you're doing amazing. You're killing it. But hey, girl, why aren't you building an email list? And when she explained to me why I needed a capture page, why I needed to build an email list within a week's time, I went out there, figured out what it was, how to do it, didn't have system.io, didn't have these fine training lessons. Within 1 week, I learned how to put together a very simple capture page. I learned how to connect to an autoresponder. And then I kept the party moving and started building my list from the content that I was. So again, I always built my business by knowing what I needed to know. I made money without having a capture page. I made money without building my email list. I made money, again, by using my authentic excitement. All right. So again, I would learn enough to get going. And here's the thing. Do you guys see how the first 2 steps, so many of you, so let's just even take those of you guys that know me, right? And you were inspired by me and you purchased by me. Do you realize how much you already knew? Because I think I'm one of the best teachers out there when it comes to going live and doing videos and kicking down the knowledge about what it takes. Think about really how much you knew when you decided that you were going to buy this thing from me. You probably were excited. You were jacked up, right? And again, had you known this, you likely, right, would have gotten started a lot faster with creating content. I'm going to keep going on. So you guys see how this all works. Step number 4. All right. I would create a money getting system. Again, you guys, keeping things fair. Okay. Everything's taken away from me. I do know what it is that I do. I know now. How would I get started? Would I do, Amazon? No. Right? Would I do MLM network marketing? No. Would I do affiliate marketing? No. Right? Would I do my own coaching business? No. This is exactly what I would do if everything was taken away from me. Okay. What I'm experiencing is not a fluke. It works, right? And it works for all of the reasons I'm explaining to you here. So this is exactly what I would do again from zero to get to $100,000 as fast as I possibly could. All right. I would create a money getting system. All right. And yep, I would use system.io. Why? Because from day number 1, I want to make sure that I'm also building my recurring income on the back end of whatever that digital product is that I didn't have to create that I get to sell. You're darn right. I'd be building recurring income right from the get-go. And first off, I love system.io. So I would be building my money getting system with system.io. No, I wouldn't go to Stand Store. I wouldn't go to Beacon. I wouldn't have a link tree, right? I would build a funnel, right? Because it's been the most functional, it's been the most profitable thing for me inside of my business. It ensures anytime anyone wants to learn what I do and how I can help them, they join my email list and I build the biggest asset that I can have in my business is my own database. All right. So, yep, you got to build your list from day 1. And I would be building my email list from day 1. All right. So this is one of those things where, again, right, knowing enough. Right? No, I would know to do this, so I would do this. And I would instruct someone to do this. Okay? So let's just say that I didn't know Veronica, but Veronica was like, hey, Steph, I heard you do XYZ online. Yes, these are the things I would help her get set up. I would instruct her. These are the things that we're going to do and how we're going to do it. All right? To ensure that you're getting a really fast start, but we're not killing momentum. We're leveraging momentum every step of the way. All right? And I would also have a minimum of 30 emails in my autoresponder as well, starting from scratch. Why? Because when you're brand new, you might not know enough, or what's the word I'm looking for? You might not even be disciplined enough. You might not even know to actually email your list every single day. You might not know what to say, right, in email marketing. So by building a campaign that automatically has 30 emails in there, it means that every single time someone opts in, every single day for 30 days, they're automatically getting an email every single day for 30 days, which is going to increase the opportunity to make more sales. All right. So that's why I would actually do that. All right. And again, knowing everything I know now, well, there's tons of, matter of fact, I'm going to do something. Well, I'm not going to be able to add it. But just email me. Say, Steph, if you're in business right now and you don't have this, my email address is in the description, or hit reply on any email that you receive from me and just say, Steph, email me and say, Steph, I want the email product. So I have a product, 100 done for you emails, 100. That, again, if you just need 30, pick 30, fill up your campaign and know that it's done, right? Know that it's done. But that is exactly why I would actually do that. And that's why I would instruct Veronica, let's make sure you have a minimum of 30, right? Because as a brand new person, you might not be at the place of sitting down and knowing what to say every single day, right? When you send out an email. So let's make sure for 30 days, the people that opt in automatically are getting an email from you. All right. I can't drop it here. The link is too long. All right. But just email me and I'll send the link to you. And yes, you can purchase it. It's a purchase. It has MRR and PLR. So you can use the emails for yourself, and it can be another product you sell inside of your business. All right. So y'all, I'm helping you every step of the way get these coins. All right. You can see I love this business model, right? I love the business model of being able to learn and earn, purchase resources that you can use and that you can resell as well to keep the party going, to keep the money going. So that's step number 4. Step number 5. Y'all, this is where it gets exciting. And this is, again, where it ties into what we talked about earlier. I would start documenting my journey and dropping content immediately. So as you can see, it's not really step 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, it's the big idea, right? Of how I would put all of this together so that I'm taking action. I'm like almost straight out the gate. I don't have time to figure things out. I don't have time. I got to get out there. I got to start selling, or I got to start making money. Who feels who feels like I'm not here, right, for this to be, like, I understand, like, it is a marathon, yes, but I don't want to take the marathon. I don't want to go 26 miles before I make money. If I can make money at mile 1, I want to make money at mile 1. But yes, I'm here for the 26 miles, right, but I want to make money at mile 1. Who's like that? Someone put mile 1 in there, because it's possible, right? So even on day number 1, when I said I'm in this to make this my new way of life, I didn't mean that I wanted it to take me a year before I made my first dollar. Would I be here a year later? Oh, absolutely. I was committed, but I was not available for it to take me a year to make my first dollar, right? Like, I very much so wanted to make money really, really quickly, but I understood that I'm here for it no matter what, right? And so I think that was my saving grace also, right? Is I was a prolific action taker, right? But at the same time, I was committed to being here for the long term. So it did make me never mind, but then I did the work that allowed me to get paid faster. Is this making sense, you guys? All right. So I would start documenting my journey and dropping content immediately. And this is the exact framework that I would use, because it's the exact same framework I used in 2007. This is where I am. This is where I'm going. This is what I'm using to get me there. So I talked about being an overworked nurse. I talked not wanting to work as a nurse forever. I talked about my MLM network marketing background, how that is exactly what brought me to the internet, looking for a better way to have a home-based business, right? And I wanted to learn how to make money online. And I found this amazing product, and I looked for this to be my new way of life. And I took people on what I call the 100 day to prosperity journey. And I told them, I promised them that in 100 days, you're going to see a brand new person, right, reach some kind of level of success. Like, you're going to go on this journey with me. And every single day I'm committed to doing a video and letting you know how it's going and sharing things with you. And I was just there for it. Right. And that's the framework that I use. So everyone knew where I was in my life. Everyone knew where I was going, right? Why I wanted to go there, all those things. And they all knew the product that I was using. So how many people do you think could identify with where I was in life and where I wanted to go? You guys write this down. Most important thing in your business that you can share. Where you are right now and where you want to go, because those are identifiers, right? People can identify with, oh my gosh, that's where I am too, right? Girl, take me with you. I want to go there too, right? And then, okay, well, you want to go there with me? Get your ticket, right? If I say, Veronica, we're going to the Bahamas, Veronica can't just say, girl, I want to go too. I'm like, yeah, you can come with me, but you got to get your ticket. She gets her ticket, she gets to go. Same thing in business, you guys. So I'm going somewhere, but I'm not just going blindly, right? I'm actually, this is the vehicle that I'm using, right? Get your ticket, right? Get this thing. You want to go with me? Get this thing. And so the people that identified, right, they bought the product from me. The framework works. The framework works. I'm going to say it one more time. The framework works. Okay. And yes, that would mean selling my digital product. So again, that vehicle, right? This is what I'm using, and that is what you sell. Okay. So that part about starting to document my journey, I just started literally, even in 2007, I was taking people through what I was learning, right? Both in the product I purchased that I was selling them, as well as what I was learning, right, from the people that inspired me, what I was learning about attraction marketing. Because who did that help? It helped the people that were like me in MLM and network marketing, who were tired of bugging family and friends, realize that there was a way to actually attract customers to us without having to chase people, without having to bug our coworkers. So I got the attention of a lot of people that were burnt out in MLM and network marketing too, right? And they were like, tell me more about this attraction marketing thing. Tell me more about using the internet, right? To get leads and traffic chasing us. Like that was the lingo we used back then. Right. And so as I was learning these things, and as I was learning how to build a capture page, and as I was getting results through my video marketing, I turned right back around, and those were the things that I shared and helped other people with through my video content. All right. Again, you guys, I became a true student of what I was a part of. Right. But I didn't wait to figure it all out, because you guys, what does that even mean? What is figuring it all out? What does that mean? That's very much so like a college mentality. Right? I can't do anything until I have my diploma, right? That's what that is. No, you can begin inspiring people based on the fact of, I want a different life for myself. And I found this amazing thing, and I can't believe what I'm learning. I didn't even know this stuff was possible, right? 13 days ago, I didn't know anything about a capture page. 13 days ago, I didn't know nothing about PayPal. 13 days ago, I didn't know nothing about Stripe. 13 days ago, I didn't know. But now look at me. I have a whole website. I have a whole system, right? I can do business like the big people, like the gurus. Most people are waiting to sit back, and they're trying to finesse. They're trying to get everything just right. There are people out there that just want to be inspired. There are people out there that just want to know that they can get started as they are. And when you show them you can do this as you are, because I'm doing it as I am, guess what? You inspire them to give it a shot. Perfectionism is intimidating for a lot of people. You having all your crap together, intimidating for a lot of people. Because now they think they've got to have all their crap together as well, which is the problem with so many people now. Those on the struggle bus, that's what they pay attention to more, right? Is all of the polish that they see out there. So it makes them very, very scared to just go rough and ready, right? To just get out there and just start sharing. Y'all, but this is the framework that I use then. Right? And it's a framework that I would do all over again if I lost everything and I had to start over from scratch. All right. Now, you guys, this last step right here, this is probably the most important step. And unfortunately, this is a step that it cannot be taught. Like, you got to bring this with you. You got to bring it from day one. Like I brought it from day one. And I wouldn't stop. So it's like I said, like, yeah, I realize I'm on a marathon, and this marathon's 26 miles, but I don't want to wait until mile 26 to start collecting the coins. I want my coins like mile number 1 or half a mile in. But at the same time, I know I'm never going to stop. Right. And so there's something about never stopping, knowing you're going to persist, knowing you're going to keep going, where how do I word this? It's almost like you don't have any other thing to do but take action. Because if it's like, I'm going to do this thing and I'm going to do this thing, right? I have this entire marathon to get it perfect. I have this entire marathon to figure everything out, right? And I'm not going to sit back expecting mile 26 where it's all come together. I'm going to start putting everything together mile by mile. All right. So number one, when it comes to I wouldn't stop, I would commit to mastery. Like I would commit to the fact like I'm in this for the long term and I know it's all going to work out. I know I'm going to learn everything I need to learn. I'm going to figure out everything that needs to be figured out, but I'm going to understand that the shortest path between where I am and getting to the coins is in everything I said earlier. Picking my platform, being inspired by what already worked on me, documenting my journey and getting out there, right? And starting to share my raw, authentic enthusiasm and excitement and passion. I'd be a whole vibe, right? Over what it is that I'm selling and what it is that I'm doing and where it is that I'm going. All right. And y'all, now more than ever, that is so doggone attractive. All right. So attractive, right? I would make space for my brand. I wouldn't care who was already doing whatever. I would make space for my brand. I'd begin building my own brand, right? And again, because I'm selling something that's done for me, I don't have to worry about getting into product creation rut, right? Or, getting into a practice of not making money or making things harder. I would literally be able to be in content creator and promotion mode always. Right? Again, what made me money in 2007? I didn't have to create the product. All I had to do was become a content creator. And at that time, we didn't call it creating content, right? We were shooting videos to call in shooting videos to attract people. That's what we were doing, right? We were implementing attraction marketing, right? Selling something we did not have to create. So many of us, right? We weren't creating our own products back then. People were creating opportunities. We were jumping in their opportunities and positioning ourselves to be able to earn 100% commissions by selling something that someone else gave us the permission to sell. Like it was a way of business. It was a popular way of business way back in 2007, right? Again, why I think so many people excelled faster is that we did the money task more prolifically than people do it now. Right? Because what do people do now? They want to be a coach, right? They want to put themselves in these positions where it's like, I'm helping people do stuff, but I haven't done it for myself yet, right? Like I don't have a business unless someone hires me because you haven't learned how to sell. Making money is a skill, right? And selling is one of the highest paid professions, period. Why would you not want to learn how to sell? It's one of the highest paid professions, period. And being that the internet gives us all of these free platforms to be able to do it from, why would we not want to learn how to sell? And being that being a content creator is not even really like selling, it's just positioning ourselves to attract people that already want what we're selling. And really what we're doing is like we're vying for their attention. We're setting ourselves up to call in the people that identify with us. That's really all that we're doing. And when that gets to be your total business, because everything else has already been taken care of, has already been created, right? And you've put the minimal provisions in place, like a marketing system, there's nothing else for you to figure out, right? Outside of documenting your journey and dropping content. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. You guys, and the great thing again with what it is that I do, first off, I hope you guys are leaving better. Right? I really do. Like, let me know if this is making sense. Let me know if this has been helpful. Let me know, like, if you're seeing where, if you've been struggling, like, where you've been struggling from. Right? Because if you decide to live in the struggle, if you decide that you really need more training, more whatever, right? You are missing the boat. You will probably never get out of that and get into right? The mode of doing what actually makes you money. Right. And so like I closed out office hours today and I was just like, y'all, right. And I was talking to anyone that needed to hear this. I said, will you please just get going? Right. Like it just, because there is no perfect time. You're never really ready. What does that mean? There can always be a reason for why you're not ready. My hair wasn't dry tonight. And I could have said, I can't go live because my hair is not exactly how I like my hair to be when I go live. right? Sometimes it's way noisy out there when I'm trying to cut my weekly video. That could be an excuse. I'm not feeling good, whatever. There's no perfect time to start, right? You've just got to be so inspired by whatever is inspiring to you, like whether it's refusing to lose, refusing to miss out, knowing that right now you're not even an option for people to buy from because no one even knows that you exist. Like literally like waking up every single morning knowing I'm not going to make any sales because I didn't do anything. I'm not generating any leads because I didn't do anything. I don't know, y'all, that would bum me out. Because part of my business is the power of anticipation, like knowing, right, that my business is going to generate $500, $1,000, $1,500 in a day, right? And the possibility is absolutely there because I've done the work, because I'm doing the work, right? Like find something to get you so fired up where you're like, this is stupid, right? I'm getting out of my way and I'm working this plan. I'm going to do the important task. I'm going to do the important work, right? Because again, you do it in this order, in this way, with this mindset, with this understanding, and you know why it works, right? Your business will change, right? Your business will change. So again, I just want to reiterate something. When I look at my success, and trust me, you guys, I've been trying to wrap my head around, right? Like how many more ways can I explain it? Right? Where I break down like how I got started and get people to see themselves in what I did so that they can just do it too. And I've always said things like I had a fraction of the education, a fraction of the information. I had a fraction. Like when I just think about the course I sell, I had a fraction of that. I didn't even know what a capture page was or to build one. But I had sense enough to know, let me get myself out there and give me an opportunity to make some sales, right? By letting people know that I existed. I had sense enough to do that, right? That is what you call profit instincts, revenue instincts. I wanted to make some money, so I did the thing that had the possibility of making me money, and I did what I saw other people doing. If it was making them money, why not me too? I literally did not worry about what I did not know. I did what felt like the right thing to do to get me the result that I wanted to start experiencing. And lo and behold, everything did work out. Everything I needed to learn, right? It came about at some point. When I see people, the disparity between people, right, that get a very fast track, the common denominator is either one, they were already online creating content one way or another, right? Meaning like they might not have been a digital marketer or thinking they were doing digital marketing, but they were already comfortable with creating reels for something, or, you know, they were already vlogging, or they were already doing something where they were in the flow of creating content. They just weren't selling in this way. So think about that. They already understood the power of creating content to connect with people, right? Or they knew nothing about making money online. They found someone that did inspire them, and they decided to model and copy what they saw people doing. That's what you see a lot on Instagram. A lot of that. That's not my rodeo over there, right? But you even see it on YouTube as well. Right? Is that people found someone and they started doing, right, what worked on them. They started modeling what worked. Then when you take those that are struggling, right, they're constantly in a mode, in a phase of trying to figure things out, right? Thinking they don't know enough to start taking people on their journey, right? When you absolutely do. You absolutely do. You just got to start. Right. And it's like once you start, now you're committed to never giving up and you'll just get better. Right. And so, again, kind of like the whole plot twist in all of this is that we do have this phenomenal training. We do have learning digital marketing from A to Z, learning the business of online business from A to Z. Right. So you can get started by simply knowing enough and getting started and then circling back and beginning to master things as you go. But you at least need to put yourself in money-making position, right, by taking these action steps, right? And then, like the last step said, commit to mastery, Mastery takes time, right? Commit to mastery, right? As you're documenting your journey and creating content. Being a content creator is the most important thing. Again, if I'm starting from zero, everything's taken away from me. I'm a nobody if I don't create content. No one knows I exist. The potential of making money is not there. That is not good with me. So I would have to get myself out there and start creating content to give myself the possibility, the potential of being able to make sales, because at least I know I have content out there that has the potential of being discovered by people, right, that might be interested in what I have to offer. And then the idea of mastery would be something, again, on the back burner, right? Working on my email marketing skills, working on getting better with my communication skills, working on getting better, with my content creation skills, whatever, working on whatever needs to be worked on. Now, that's literally why, again, I love the done for you digital product in this sense, right? That we get to sell and that we get to leverage. Is that you don't have to botch together your education. You don't have to botch together your mastery. It's all here for you. So check this out. If you wanted to follow this, right, the way that I got started with this course a year ago, and granted, yes, I had experience, and so I was looking for something a little bit different, but I literally dove in. I started going through the entry modules, and I'm like, oh my God, people need this. And I shot straight down to the module that showed me how to get my system set up. And then I started, again, documenting and sharing my journey, sharing my excitement, and creating content. But when I was brand new, it's exactly what I did too, right? I learned and experienced enough. I didn't read the guide and said, but I don't know everything about making money online. I see people with these fancy websites and I don't have none of that. So I can't get out there. I felt like I had enough to get out there and share my excitement. So like if you're following this and you come into the course or you're in it right now and you feel like, Steph, you have fired me the heck up. I'm ready to take action on this. Like you literally can dive into a few of the modules just again to acquaint yourself to like what this is all about. And then you could go right down to module number 9 and get your done for you system set up, right? Follow module number 9, get your money getting system set up so that you can sell this course as your own. All your payment processors are set up, your capture page is set up so that you can begin generating leads. We give you a handful of emails that you can plug into your system, right? If you want a ton more, again, email me. I will share that product with you, right? And you can just copy, paste, edit, and get your campaign set up with way more emails, right? Get out and then get out there, right? And begin sharing your excitement about what you have your hands on before it wanes. Because I'm telling you, the longer it takes you to take action, okay, the more your excitement, enthusiasm, and everything wanes, right? No, you want to get in, you want to keep that excitement, you want to allow that excitement to get you set up, and then you want to get out there, right, and begin doing your thing, right? And then guess what? If you're like, well, I want to, for example, Steph, I'm inspired by you, I want to do this YouTube thing. Well, guess what? There's YouTube training in there that can help you get started. You want to do Instagram? Because maybe someone inspired you with Instagram. There's Instagram training that will help you get started, right? TikTok, help you get started. Facebook, help you get started, right? It's in there. It's in there. But also consider this. In 2007, again, the power of what I just shared with you was that it was enough to find someone that inspired you and then to go do what they were doing. There was no one teaching YouTube from A to Z or how to get started. There was no one telling you exactly how to do these things. We literally just modeled and copied other people that were doing it successfully, and we figured it out as we went. I opened my first YouTube account, no instructions, right? I created my first video with my janky little laptop. I uploaded it, right? I fiddled around with the back end in terms of like, what do I do? We just did it. Like we just did it. And lo and behold, it was enough to get all of us paid. And then as training became available, as mastery level things became available, right? Either we were the ones teaching people or we dove into other people's trainings, right? And learned from people, right, that knew more than us, allegedly, right? but we didn't let what we didn't know stop us. Because again, all you have to know is enough. And if someone's inspired you, you have enough in front of you to begin taking action. You have enough in front of you to begin taking action. Every single one of you can open an account. Every single one of you can figure all of this stuff out. Right? That's the beauty in all of this. That's the beauty. Right? I hope each and every one, let me know, are you guys leaving better than when you came? I really hope this was eye-opening. And I hope that wherever you might be on your journey, that you're realizing that you can get started sooner versus later. And when I mean started, I mean like in the game started. Sooner versus later. And that there is no magic number you have to have before you make your first sale. I made my very first sale on day number 3 of being on YouTube. Because people were starting to discover my content and someone felt like buying. Y'all, that's the exact place we're in right now. And I shared this in last night's training. Y'all, if you're ready to like come in, learn this stuff, you want to leverage like this amazing digital marketing course that helps you learn and then also gives you the license to sell it as your own, right? We did an amazing training last night, right? All about getting content ideas. And I showed how to leverage all of these different platforms to never run out of content ideas, right? Like we go above and beyond to help in this community, to help people win, to help people get it. All right. So when you decide again to come inside of Digital Profits U, you're not only getting the amazing digital marketing course that's going to teach you these digital marketing skills, it's going to help you get set up, right? It's going to help you with mastery when you're ready for that. It's going to help you with honing specialty skills when you're ready for that. But we also have the license where you have a ready-made product that you can begin selling if you happen to be like an enthusiast when it comes to entrepreneurship, right? Home-based businesses, making money online, right? Like if you're already an enthusiast over this and you don't want to figure out how to create a product of your own, right? You can dive right into this and begin selling it as your own, just like I did in 2007 with my first product, just like I did a year ago, more than a year ago, right? With this product. Right? Exact same thing, right? And then on top of the license and the education, you also get our community. So every single Tuesday, okay, not just you, but as you begin to take action and you acquire your customers get access to our community calls every single Tuesday as well, where it's just our office hours, right? They're opened up. It's a Zoom room, open up. You can ask questions, get guidance, get feedback. Just know that you're not in this all by yourself. You have a spot to be supported. And our office hours are always lit. They're always amazing, right? People are always asking questions. We're always going deep and sharing things. Like you can't help but get better, right? If you want to get better and you really, really are bent on wanting to learn. Not only learn what it takes to earn, right? But you really want to start earning. This sets you up. And I'm telling you, go back, watch this replay. This is what you want to follow. This is the way you want to think about your business. All right. So again, this helps you with the learning, getting set up, right? And getting going. Exactly what you need. And the course is always there for you when you're ready to dive deeper, right? Again, like I said, on certain areas of your business, but you don't have to go through all 29 modules before you get started, because that's where so many people are messing up and why it's taken them forever to get themselves in money-making position. This is the blueprint to get you in money-making position. All right. I'm going to scroll up and see if there's any questions, but if you're ready to get started, the link is down below in the description, goprowithsteph.com. If you're already on my email list, just click the link to any email that you may have received, right? Click the link inside that email and that will send you directly over to the sales page, where if you need to learn more about it, again, review all of the information there, learn what's in the course, learn all about the licensing, get started, and you'll be plugged in immediately. All right. And then again, as a personal customer of mine, you'll see on my sales page that you'll also get access to. And because it's my anniversary, I can do what I want to do. So today is what, the 27th. So I'm just going to call the end of this month. I don't know whether it's 30 or 31 days of this month. All right. Right. I just feel like people don't pay attention, and I want people to pay attention. I want to always just give my best to help people. All right. So on my sales page, it's going to show you that you're going to get 60 days of my extended mentorship. All right. When you get started, like that's my new policy for all my new customers. You get 60 days of my mentorship, right? If you want to extend beyond there, provisions will be in place. Get started in between now and the end of the month. All right. And here's the thing. Don't wait till the end of the month. Y'all, I had people, when we went through this whole transition, they were down to the wire. And I'm like, why were you down to the wire when you knew you wanted to do this 2 or 3 days ago? Right. But do it now. All right. Get started now. Purchase the course now. All right. And we'll lock you into my extended mentorship where you'll never have to pay for my extended mentorship. And I'm sure somebody is willing to chime in the live chat to let you know that my extended mentorship is the bomb. It's the bomb, right? You have the course for all of your, all your knowledge, your foundation. And then you have my extended mentorship that just, again, it reinforces, it takes you over the top. And we really dive deep more into the elements of your content creation, the messaging, the stuff that really helps you pop when you're out there creating your content and doing your thing. All right. So again, get started, but purchase between now, right? Get started on this journey between now and the end of this month. You only have 3 or 4 days left, right? And you lock in your mentorship. All right. And then September 1, it's for sure, I'm going by the rules that are on my sales page. All right. But because it's my anniversary, all right, I want to do what I want to do. Right. If there's any stragglers, right, I want to help you get in. I want to help lock yourself in. Right. So you have everything that you need to excel. You guys, I really hope you're leaving better than when you came. I'm going to scroll up, see if there's any questions. I don't think there is. A lot of cosigns. Yes. Shay says, got it. Thanks. I got enough to take the leap and learn as I fly. Yes. Yes, you do. Maybe your question was answered. Let me see. Are you saying we don't need to go through the entire training first? Yes, that is what I'm saying. You do not. You do not. I'm on module 11 and I feel like my time would be better spent being more hands-on and diving in. Yes. So if you're like on module number 11, then you are on like the email marketing part, right? Which means if you have actually been taking action, then you've gone through module 9 and you have your system set up. If you went through the modules, but you didn't set up your system, I would encourage you to go back to module 9, get your system actually set up, begin documenting your journey, and begin kicking down the knowledge, right? Pick the platform that you know you can show up and start documenting and sharing your journey, right? And again, start getting your hands dirty, start getting in the game, right? That is exactly what I would recommend that you do. All right. All right. Portia says, it is amazing. Veronica says, yes, it is. Thank you guys so much for the cosigns on the mentorship. You guys, everything is amazing. The course is amazing. Just everything. We have such a unique opportunity here to help you learn, to help you earn, and to help you grow at the same time, right? Where you are not in this all by yourself. All right. And so again, the link is down below in the description, goprowithstuff.com to get you locked in. All right. And again, think about step number 1. Literally, I walk the walk. Right? Like I am an example. I'm not the example. I am an example, right? Of what it takes, what one person is doing to be able to earn 5 figures a month. All right. So I'm at a phase right now. My business is not dipping and going up and down. All right. I hit 5 figures a month in February. It's not the first time I've ever earned like this. It's the first time where I've experienced the consistency, where I don't worry about sales. I don't worry about my business, right? Because I've learned how to do business correctly, right? Which is why I'm so insistent on people getting this information, right? Getting inside of this course, right? Being committed to the process. If you're hungry for getting out there and starting to make money for yourself, follow this blueprint that I shared today. Because I'm telling you, if everything was taken away from me, this is exactly what I would be doing. And if anyone ever asked me for help, it's exactly what I would help them step by step do, right? I would not say, go to the training and then come back to me, 6 months down the road. No, I would be forcing them into this because that's what they paid me to do. If you pay me to help you make money, I am forcing you into these steps because I know they're going to be the most advantageous, right? To help you in getting going. All right. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. Again, I really hope you're leaving better than when you came. Take action. You know what you want. Set yourself up to go get it, right? And like I always say, and then never look back except to say thanks, right? Lock yourself in and just go. And then just know that through our community, you have everything that you need, right? To support your growth. All right. Have a fantastic evening, you guys. Again, take action, and I will check you guys later. Bye-bye.